Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, episode 11 of this season. I enjoyed this episode quite a bit. This episode though is pretty messy in a way where it solved a lot of my problems with this show when I first started watching and reviewing this show, but opened up a whole host of new ones. So, basically, in this episode, kids use magic irresponsibly. Pretty normal stuff. But Justin claims that he's never used magic irresponsibly. Of course, as we, as viewers of the original series, know that's wrong. So, after getting grounded and not believing that, they decide to go into Justin's mind. Though the second kid, I'm forgetting the youngest one, he kind of disappears from the episode, which is very odd. But basically, Milo, that's his name. I was forgetting his name, but basically, while in his mind, they discover a memory of Justin, what Justin did exactly to get expelled from WizTech as the headmaster, and they realize that a wizard set the whole thing up and framed Justin for this whole incident on purpose so he'd get kicked out of WizTech entirely. And by the end of the episode, Justin now remembers what exactly happened, and there was a spell kind of messing with his memory. I like this episode because it's very clear that this wizard is going to come back as a threat within the season. At least I would imagine, or not within the season, but within the series at some point. But also, the kids have a greater understanding. Hey, we shouldn't use magic irresponsibly. Just because Justin was doing it, that's a good lesson, I guess. But what I just don't like about this episode is Justin now knows that he had no reason to be expelled from WizTech and as headmaster, but yet which is something he was devastated by at the very beginning of the season, but yet he has no desire to try to clear his name and go back and become headmaster again and stop this wizard that framed him. Right? This wizard should see repercussions for what he did to Justin, but it's not implied that he will. Which, what the fuck? Like, I don't really like that at all. So, really not liking where that went down. I liked them setting up this character because I think he'll be an interesting villain. I'm just not liking everything they fully did with that character yet because I think he'll be a fun antagonist at some point and maybe is connected to the thing that's hunting down Billy. But I'm kind of pissed though that I don't know. And then I do think it's sweet him and his wife are like, we would have bet if you didn't get expelled from WizTech. But at the same time, it really sucks that Justin's not a wizard. His kids aren't wizards either. It feels like something's really missing from this show by not having his kids and Justin be a wizard. This is a character that took so much pride in being a wizard in that world, and now is just an everyday dad, probably just because they didn't want to spend that much money making the show, which is kind of sad because because a show that looks better and is more story driven than the original series would have been awesome. But unfortunately, they didn't decide to go that route. They really just tried to focus on everyday week to week stuff that your basic average sitcom does with magic in between. And it kind of feels a little sad, honestly, but it's okay.